Hi, I'm Nicole, and I come from Singapore.
Hi, I'm Jarrod. I'm also from Singapore. Yes, in fact, it was her idea to come here because she is certified in Singapore as an open water diver. So she has wanted to dive elsewhere because the water in Singapore is not so good.
Yep.
So when she suggested to come here for diving, I was like, sure, why not? But I'm not certified, so I was thinking maybe I'll just come with her, enjoy the swimming pool, support her from the side. Yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out, we went on an adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, because the intention our intention was really for him to just chillax in the room. But turns out he went on a Discover Scuba dive.
Yep.
And never looked back. He's now a certified open water diver.
Yeah. Thank you. It was a really wonderful experience. I honestly I never intended to do scuba diving because I always found it like a bit uncomfortable. The thought of having to breathe in and out through your mouth, it's something that I never thought I would be comfortable with. But then after coming here and seeing Nicole go for her first few dives, and when she came back, she was raving about all the wonderful
wildlife,
aquatic life that she saw, the coral reef. It made me think, if I don't try at least one time with scuba diving, I'm going to regret it. So I signed up for the Discover Scuba Diving. And it turns out it wasn't as bad as I thought. And then things started to turn, and I was thinking, if I'm going to go for the open water course, I'd rather do it here. Because back in Singapore, visibility is really bad, and I don't think I'll enjoy myself doing the course in Singapore. So that's why I decided to go for it. Yeah, take the plunge, literally take the plunge.
And dive right in.
Funny.
Oh, okay. I have 12 dives in Singapore, and I've logged about 24 dives here. So I've dived a lot more here than I have back home. I had really great guides the entire time. I felt really well looked after. And we had Fendi, a wonderful, wonderful instructor. Fendi was really kind. He pointed out stuff to me, and he gave me enough time to figure out where I was at, and he's really good. He was really good at reading my body language, and he knew how far to take me along. So he also introduced me to several different types of diving, like for example, drifting with the current, which is something that I didn't get to experience back home. And so I had a really, really good experience, and it was educational for me as well. So after my 10 days, 11 days here, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take on more courses. Yeah, because I mean, the quality of education here is really fantastic.
Yeah. Agree. The thing that I will never forget about the open water course would be the face mask clearing skill. Yeah, that is something that really freaked me out, especially the first attempt when you have to totally remove the face mask and breathe for 1 minute until the instructor tells you to put back your face mask. So when I put back my face mask, I didn't do it correctly. I ended up putting the face mask without covering my nose, and I thought my nose was already in, and when I breathed out, I thought I did everything right. But when I opened my eyes, there was still water, and that's when I started to breathe in water as well, and I really panicked. But kudos to Fendi, my instructor. He told me to just calm down. I was telling, and he said, calm down, in and out, and then I calmed down, and then so I think that was the most memorable part about the open water course.
Something that you didn't think you could do.
Yeah, something that I didn't think I could do. Yeah. And that wasn't the only time I did it. I did it several times during open water 1, 2, and 3, but we did it gradually. I started off with half flooding, full flooding, and then full mask off. Yeah, the full mask off the second time wasn't perfect as well, but it wasn't as bad as the first time. Yeah. So by the end of the open water course, I basically gained a lot more confidence in my scuba diving ability. I also learned how to control my buoyancy, but not perfect. Yeah, I probably need to go for the peak performance buoyancy. Yes, correct. Yeah. Okay, so all the favorite creatures, I think number one would be the turtles. I think nothing beats having a turtle swim so close to you and just seeing them just go gracefully away. That's my number one. I also saw pufferfish, also very nice to see. Some nudie branches. Of course, I didn't spot them. It was spotted by Fendi. My eyesight's pretty bad. Yeah. So, but even if you have bad eyesight, that's not an excuse to not go scuba diving. I mean, look at me. I decided to just get disposable lenses like one day before the trip in the event that I might go scuba diving and no regret.
Snorkeling. You
I was
wanted
actually going to go snorkeling only, yeah. Yeah, so we had the nudie branches. I saw
Trumpetfish.
clownfish, trumpetfish, triggerfish.
Oh, that was cool.
Lionfish, scorpionfish. Yeah, a lot. Eel as well, moray eel, small one, but still it was really super nice to see one just sticking the head out. And of course the fantastic corals. And I'll never forget the first seawall that I saw, because I've never encountered a seawall. Yeah, even if you watch like documentaries, you might just think, okay, nothing about it. But when you're there diving beside the seawall, it's something really awesome because it goes all the way up and then you look down, it really goes deep as well. Yeah, never get tired of seeing them.
I saw my first shark here from a distance. We saw a black-tipped reef shark, I think. Yeah, and I also saw my first barracuda here.
Yes, I saw the barracuda. Yeah.
And we saw a couple of blue-spotted stingrays.
Oh yes, we saw the stingrays
which
too.
They swam by so fast.
Yeah.
But that was an experience, right? Yeah. And I think it's very exciting when you go underwater and you go, yeah. I got to do 2 night dives here, again with the fabulous Fendi, who was super patient with me. When you're descending underwater, everything's dark. Naturally, you feel quite panicked. But again, I was with really, really great guides. There were always people following behind, and other dive instructors and dive masters. And so again, I always felt very supported. And we got to see really cool things at night, like sponge crabs, hermit crabs, things that you wouldn't see in the daytime.
Yep.
We got to see
cuttlefish also, right?
Oh yes, there was a cuttlefish that just appeared out of nowhere, and if you shine your torch not at it but just slightly below it, and you get to see, the bioluminescence of it, and it's just wow, it's like a firework display right in front of you in the darkness of the night, and it's incredible. It is you'll never forget it. Yeah. Yeah,
honestly, she was not planning on doing night dive because she was scared.
Yeah.
But then with the encouragement of some of the guests who are really experienced divers and me also like telling her you're not going to be able to do it elsewhere. Yeah, might as well do it here.
It'll be your turn soon.
Okay.
So Fendi's advice to me was that night dives are fun, and I didn't think about that at all. I was like, oh my god, I have to control my buoyancy underwater without looking at anything. Then I realized, actually, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
And in fact, it turned out to be really fun. Every time I come out from a night dive, it's wow.
Yep.
And we come back, there are so many things to see. Yeah, and things that you normally wouldn't see in the daytime, they just appear at night.
Yes, as well as the advanced advanced water diver course. Yeah. And definitely here, not in Singapore.
Oh yeah, we've already talked about it.
Yeah,
now it's just figuring out when's a good time for us to come. We liked coming here in November, December because it's quieter. There are less guests around, but the weather is still perfect for diving. It's supposed to be the rainier seasons, but we didn't find it very rainy. In fact, weather is perfect. It's much cooler here than it is in Singapore, and we are having a really great time.
The Minahasa Highlands tour which we did yesterday, very fun. We saw a lot of things. And they also she went for their fun bus tour.
So that's fun.
For Singaporeans, food is very important. Yeah, so food is great. Don't worry, they have a good mix of local and Western. You won't feel hungry. Yeah.
And the food actually feels like home.
It does, some of the things like the dessert and local dishes really reminded us of home. Yeah. Not just the diving, it was also meeting the other guests.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they are so friendly and we really felt at home. Yeah, you know, sometimes when you go for holidays and you just feel like, okay, it's not very warm and welcoming, but we've never felt otherwise.
Yeah.
We have always felt welcome. Yeah, and we've made friends with the other guests. Yeah, they're all great and they're also encouraging. Yeah, on my last 2 dives, the other guests actually said, "Oh, we'll come along and support you and all that." So that was really very touching.
Yeah, when Thalassa says where guests sleep as friends.
Yeah, it really is true.
Yeah, it is not a joke.
They live up to their motto.
I feel like family.
Of
yes.
course, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
Definitely, yeah.
I think a lot of Singaporeans don't know about Manado,
Yeah.
and they don't know about the really good diving here. And I feel like there's enough in Manado to challenge experienced divers, and also for people who are just starting out like us. Yeah. So we had a really, really good experience, and we look forward to more exciting things to come. Come to Manado.
Yeah, I mean, even if you have not gotten your certification, you should come and try the Discover Scuba Diving.
Yep.
That will help you to decide whether it's something that you can do. And I guarantee you, when you try it, it might be a bit uncomfortable first 5 minutes. But the moment you're underwater and you're breathing and you're maintaining a regular tempo, and you're gonna tell yourself, I think I should get certified. Because it's really a waste if you don't get certified here. Because once you get certified, you can dive anywhere else in the world. Yeah. So no regrets doing what I did. Yeah. So you guys, those who are not divers, really try it. Yeah. Don't just do snorkeling. I mean, snorkeling is nice, but nothing beats scuba diving. I'm telling you, from someone who has never thought that he would ever scuba dive.
And you were
Thanks to
very
her.
worried about water confidence and all that.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm not a very good swimmer, but as long as you are able to swim reasonably and tread water, which they cover during the course, you're fine. Yeah. There are always people watching out for you.
Yeah, so again, safety is always the top priority from what we have experienced.
Yeah.
And we've had really good care and a lot of love and a lot of encouragement.
Yes.
And I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Jumpa lagi.